Hi, this is Scott Shepard, Watertown, South Dakota, and I'm the Technology Integrationist. And this is a short video that is an introduction to Keynote, and it's a little bit how-to and a little bit of philosophy. I'm going to start with a keynote that I did recently that described the registration process for membership in the National Honor Society at our high school. And I just wanted to show you that one of the keynotes of my keynote presentations is that every slide has some kind of a photo, and every slide doesn't necessarily have words. In fact, there are a lot of slides that don't have words. There are also layers and builds in my slides. And this one was kind of interesting because I decided, rather than have a meeting over and over again with my students, which I've been doing for probably 15 years, instead I was going to turn it into a video that was available online that would describe the process. And I would say that it was extremely effective. So anyway, just wanted to give you a brief look at an example of a keynote. And now what I want to do is show you what goes through my head when I'm making a keynote. First of all, I've opened up Keynote and I get the theme chooser page, and I'm going to choose retro. The first thing I want you to notice is that a decision that you have to make is the slide size. And in my case, I pick, and I would advise that others pick, 1024 by 768 if you're going to be projecting this on an LCD projector, which is what most of these end up being. You have a lot of other choices here, including huge ones, and I'm not sure exactly what you'd use that for unless you were projecting it on a, let's say, a high-def TV or something like that. Anyway, 1024 by 768. I'm going to pick retro, just because. And the first slide looks something like this. Now, I'm going to call this I have not practiced this. I'm also trying to type on a keyboard that's hidden by the mic. I like for teachers. I put my name on my projects because I also publish my projects, and we'll talk about that in another video. And there are other things that I could put there. Okay, so now I have my title slide, but it's missing a picture. And so what I'm going to do is go up to the media library. And because I use iPhoto, and iPhoto is actually the starting point for almost everything that I do now, and I'm just going to try to find a picture. And often it doesn't really matter what the picture is, though it does matter what size it is. You'll notice that this fits nicely on the slide. In fact, it's a little bit too wide for it, but it's just the right height. You'll notice also those yellow lines that show up, and that's to help you center it on the page. And we'll talk about finding pictures and finding the right size in another video as well. So now I have a picture, but it's over the top of everything. One of the cool things about Keynote, it is a very good graphics tool. And if I go up to arrange and go send to back, that picture is now behind the text, but it's still not perfect, is it? So now I'm going to go up to my inspector button, click on that, and in particular what I'm looking for is the graphics tool. There are all these tools, and this is one of the things that was immediately a little bit strange to me about Keynote, is that you had this inspector tool. And I click on the graphics inspector, and you'll notice right down here there's opacity. I'm going to lower the opacity. I don't know, 32% looks pretty good to me. Now, a couple things that I want to do here just to dress this up a little bit. For one, gray doesn't do much for me, so I'm going to change this to, oh, that's not good, that's not good. I don't know, I'm going to try to find something that's kind of interesting in terms of the color. I think color is good. Okay, not bad, except that it still doesn't stand out very well from the background. The last thing I'm going to do on this page is I'm going to highlight the text, and then I'm going to do a drop shadow. And I'm still in the graphics tool or set of tools in the inspector suite of tools. And I'm going to do the same thing with the subtext, shadow. And you know, I still think that the background is a little bit too dominant, so I'm just going to click on the background. It highlights the picture. And I'm just going to lower the opacity a little bit more. Okay, I have my first slide.